24/7, 365. You know, we're doing this old school. We're doing this on a cell phone. Look at my cultural guard, my wife's grandma, my grandma. She gave me this, made me this. First one was from the first time I went to gun. The second one, this is of course bracelet. We're hooking it up. Look at the full hat in the back. That's when me and Dr. Demeter started talking about those subjects. We need that tinfoil hat. We've got to put it on. So once again, I'm your host, Frederick 24/7, 365. All right, it has been a interesting Friday. The forces of forces, whatever you may call them, they were very busy today. We have a friend that it shows how a lot of people care about you, a lot of people concerned about, a lot of phone calls, a lot of things were done to try to get in touch with this individual. Uh, Man, and I guess people don't really know the emotional connection you have to other people until that moment is there. When people think something's wrong, you're in trouble, it's there. Uh-oh, here he goes, Doctor. Hold up, here we come. Here it is, Dr. Terrence Michael Demeter, DDDDC.
Hey man, what's up?
Uh,
I love the
yeah.
necklace. That's awesome, dude.
Now I was just telling the people about what was going on today. Just it was one of those days. It was one of those days where a friend of ours is having some issues, and they were out of touch, going through a medical issue, and everybody was worried. And it's like you don't know what you're going to until you're feeling that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize how important other people are to them. So it was a very interesting. And then still I got work, and
Yeah,
you know
me
when one form of chaos is going on, you know the rest got to
too.
kick in.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be the hardest day at work, right? When everything's going crazy, it's like gonna be one of those days where yesterday was it was probably the weirdest, hardest day I ever had at work, and not just me. Like everyone felt the same vibe. Yesterday was the full moon. It's called the wolf moon. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it was a full
I
moon.
heard about it.
First full moon of the year. Man, it was just nuts. Today was a little bit better, but I was out. We haven't done one of these, I think, in about a month. I've been out of
Oh yeah.
commission, between working like crazy for a while and then getting sick from working like crazy, of course.
Yeah, you've
So,
been over there hiding out. You like me when I had that world famous COVID 35. It's like for the first 4 or 5 days, I didn't feel like nothing, and then all of a sudden, it's like, damn, what have you been doing, buddy?
yeah, yeah. So we had some kind of thing. I kind of worked through it, just popping Dayquil and all that, which probably took me lower from just taking all this crap. So I ended up still kind of feeling it, from the effects of all this stuff. So, but I'm coming back. I'm glad we're doing this. It's always a nice distraction from the
Oh yeah,
reality of
yeah.
life. Mm.
That's what. Well, this is your purpose. Your purpose of being here, of being involved and wanting to ascend, is to do these things. This is part of your mission here. So let's uh let's get the subject started. So we're gonna try to keep this to about 30 minutes because I got some crazy stuff I got to do past here,
Yeah, man, that
uh,
works for
and
me.
get set up for tomorrow because some more interesting stuff is coming. But the
What's our
subject,
topic?
the topic that you talked about, that I think we talked about, we were going black hats and white hats.
Yeah,
Is that what we're talking about?
yeah, it's kind of like spiritual warfare. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if you don't know what this is, like let's say, I know you and I have talked about it a bit, and I've heard other YouTubers comment on it. Sometimes when the shit starts to get real, that's when the glitches come in.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes in life too. Uh, I know if I get to talking to somebody, maybe my nephew or somebody, little heavy topics, that's when the phone's gonna ring. That's when my wife's gonna come in. I mean, that type of stuff. So I,
Yes.
I was just wondering, like, is there something behind this? You know what I mean? Both like electronically, but personally. You know what I mean? I just had an experience where, like, you think, like, man, I got this. Like, you know what I mean? I've been working hard, self improving. I'm healthy. I'm doing good. And then, bam, it hits you. Like, I just had, like, you know, the worst couple of weeks of my life. You know what I mean? I just had a bad couple of weeks. And it's like, you know, is there something? I mean, all cultures speak of, like, you know, demons or jinn, or, you know, the Native Americans of the Wetiko, some kind of, like, spiritual beings that have an interest in you, and it's not in a negative way. Okay, like, I got this quote by Rudolf Steiner, who was a 19th century, like, Austrian spiritualist. Pulled up
Yes.
because it's a pretty short quote. I'm just gonna read it. He says, there are beings in the spiritual realms for whom anxiety and fear emanating from human beings offer welcome food. When humans have no anxiety or fear, these creatures starve. People not yet sufficiently convinced of this statement could understand it to be meant comparatively only. But for those who are familiar with this phenomenon, it is a reality. If fear and anxiety radiate from people and they break out in panic, then these creatures find welcome nutrition and they become more and more powerful. These beings are hostile towards humanity. Everything that feeds on negative feelings, on anxiety and fear, superstition, doubt, or despair are in reality hostile forces in supersensible worlds launching cruel attacks on human beings. You know, so I want to discuss the possibility of these, like, lower creatures, demons, um, jinn type of local creatures, like he's speaking of, who could possibly. And you know, if you think about it, um, you know, I mean, we know that we can only see a very small spectrum of the light scale. We can only
Yes.
hear a very small amount of possible sound vibrations. And I think the rest go for, you know, smell, touch, etc. So, I mean, is it possible that there are creatures we're unaware of because we can't see them, who know us and can influence our thoughts? I mean, like, everybody has these negative thoughts where you say, how is this evolutionarily beneficial for humanity to think, man, I suck, you know, I can't do anything right, my life's a mess, you know, it's all my fault, I hate my job, and everyone has these thoughts, you know what I mean? And just the possibility that they're not all coming from us, so they're coming from another realm.
Let me interject because I need to ask a question because one of the topic that I put on here was the black hats and white hat. Just explain, because that's what I told you. I did no research on. Just tell me what your definition of a black hat is first.
Okay, well, black hat would be a being like this, who, you know, doesn't have our best interest in mind. I
Okay.
think when we were talking, I was talking more about the higher beings, the archons, the satans, the Anunnaki, the real controllers, possible controllers of the world. Okay, and then the white would larger demons. You know, think don't think like the little demon running around. Think like the big guy, the big dogs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, and then white hats would be angels, archangels. You know, positive beings. My theory right now of what these beings possibly are is, right now we're coming to the end of the third age of man, of humanity. We have
Yes.
the Lemurian age, the Atlantean age, and what I call the Adamic age, which we are still in. Okay. And after the third age ends, the Adamic age, we move into, like, the post-human age, which you can
Okay.
see happening now with transhumanism, with the mRNA, you know, injections of genetic manipulation. So, is it is this age so important because we're moving from the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius, moving from the Kali Yuga into the Dwapara Yuga, like I said, and the Earth
I
has
got
come full cycle. We're at the end of a large 25,000 year processional cycle. and a
I have
lot
a
of countries
question.
see the time being.
No, finish up. But this is my way to let you. It's like the audience asking a question because I got a question I wanted
Okay.
when you brought up something.
Okay.
All right, no, quick. So I hear everybody talking about this the end of the age, but I hear that it doesn't even start until like 2030, and then somebody says it started now. When is this age the official date of it, or is it like a period of time where to us it's a longer period of time, but to it is a short period of time?
Yeah, I think this is a period of time. I don't think there's any way to say that at exactly 12:15 Sunday, February 3rd in the year 2029. I mean, there's no way to pinpoint this. These cycles are based on solar movements of our planet and solar system throughout the galaxy. So there's no way to say this is exactly
Okay,
when it happens. We're just at the end of the age. I think we got about 5,000 years left till it totally ends. I mean,
5,000 years.
I
What?
mean,
That's a long time.
not until it totally ends. I don't mean that where I mean like it ends like we're fully either going to be moved into like we're no longer even human, or we're beginning to ascend into light bodies.
Okay.
And you have this kind of split. We see our society just splitting, where you have some people who are waking up and asking questions, and other people who are just kind of going along with the agenda. So what we have, these people just kind of going along with this agenda. I mean, they're bringing AI in. Even you can see it. Within what our lifetime, probably going to be running everything. So, I mean, is there a plan to change humanity? You know what I mean?
That's It's interesting. You're talking about AI. One of the things I've been trying to listen to all day as I go to and fro, I like to listen to stuff. One is Billy Carlson, and he
Yeah.
was doing one he just put out, and he was talking about the Anunnaki, uh, and as their transition from what happened where they were at to come here to start the society. Uh, he was saying that the reason why they enslaved mankind in a sense was because they tried to go the other route. They tried to do the inhuman route, the cyborgs, the AI, and it was outlawed where they were at because it looked like the AI tried to take over even then. So
Yeah.
it's funny they're talking about AI now, and Elon Musk, who's a part of the AI, literally says we're in the age of them. They're going to take over soon.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you stop it?
But I mean, I think they want it. I mean, I think there's an agenda to push this, and my point with the ultimate black hat white hat thing is, will there be some kind of split in society where some people will take it and go that route, and other people will remain more organic, where in several thousand years you'll have some people who are almost not even human anymore, and others who are still human. You know what I mean? And just end up evolving naturally. And I don't think the AI society, um, I mean, it's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? It's There's no way, like civilization is going to last millions of years. You know what I mean? But humans might. We might be able to survive and evolve. And
Well,
if
not
we
in
don't,
not in not in this form.
yeah,
This is a genetically altered form anyway.
that's what
So
I'm
I mean,
saying.
in the trillions of existence of years I came in my existence, coming back and forth, everything changes. That's part what the universe wants. The
So is there
universe loves to
a
change.
possibility of two potential timelines? One which go one way, which is very radical, and one which go another way, which is more like angelic. You know what I mean? Just remain human, you ascend, we do get our shit together, we get healthier, and we just naturally evolve. And I mean, I'm talking millions of years here. I mean, I'm talking an evolution
Yeah.
in our species, going like a quantum leap, going from you know, like like fish into reptiles. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
reptiles into birds and mammals, and then mammals into apes, and then apes into humans, and it's slow type of thing. Where over millions of years, you see a radical change in behaviors and possibilities. are we capable of that? And is there someone trying to interfere with this? And you know, do we end up with two? 'Cause I think Billy Carlson and I know his buddy there, Matthew LaCroix, definitely talk about it. Is ending up with two possible futures that are competing for at this time for like dominance. No, we want to go this way. No, we want to go that way. We want to come back from the future and get more recruits for our side. You know what I mean? And the black hats being say maybe like gray aliens or something like that. You know, just that like they were once human and now they look like that, but they're millions of years into our future. They're us millions of years into the future. And since they're like the black hats, they're like they don't mind coming back and doing genetic experiments or giving us technologies or information, whereas something like a white hat would be us in the future who have kind of achieved our light bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are more angelic beings who need to respect the law of non-interference. So like if you want help from them, you got to ask. They're not just gonna, put some crap on the Simpsons episode and say, "Well, see, they saw it." You know what I mean? So they're good with it because they didn't say nothing when we told them on the Simpsons. I mean, I'm kind of joking, but
Yeah.
just something like that. You know what I mean? Where you try to get away around some kind of natural laws of karma or you know, whoever runs the galaxy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is that's what you just said at the very end. Whoever runs the galaxy, one of the favorite movies. This is a hidden gem of a movie. It's one of my favorite hidden gem movies called Jupiter Rising. Have you ever
Uh,
seen that
I
with
may
Trish
have,
Channing Tatum and Mia Kush?
I may
Uh,
have, but
yeah, and Sean Bean is in it. And there's other notable characters that you'll see in it, but that was the whole point. They always say, I think they didn't say God, they were more like control the universe. And people don't realize you would have to live for trillions of years to even
mhm.
fathom, or not trillion, yeah, to trillions or
Billions,
billions of years,
millions, probably.
billions of years to fathom being able to control or to understand the universe because it is so massive. It's so much out there. You
Yeah.
would have to be connected to every fathom of reality. But this was basically, she was the queen of, just say the queen of the galaxy. She was a major corporation that harvested planets, and she died and reincarnated into I want to say her name is Mia Kush. She reincarnated, and this the whole point. They had to protect her, and she had to prove her identity. But it's a very interesting concept, and it literally sounds, when I hear you and Billy Carlson and them talk, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's some beings out there who've been around a long time, who can live a
Mhm.
very long time, and they've traveled from here and there. They've experienced technology that is not warp drive. That's slow. They ain't even talking about Star Wars type drive, which is it's faster than most. They're talking about thought drive.
Yeah.
They're talking about not creating a wormhole like Event Horizon and putting your ass in hell. They're talking about Dune is a prime example. Is Dune, which they're about to do season two, as a part two is about to come out. That kind of drive, thought drive, where we can go from Alpha Centauri to Omega Prime in like 20 minutes, which it would take current technology, a 500,000 years just to even get close.
Yeah,
They
maybe
can
like
do it in like 10 minutes.
non-physical, maybe non-physical
Yeah.
beings. So I'm talking about. I mean, is there, the possibility of beings? And I was talking about kind of the lower level ones. Your little local demons being here, kind of poking at you. But the same principle applies. You know what I mean? It's just you are an entity. You have thoughts. You have emotions. You have drives. Uh, but we're not vibrating on the same level. As
Yeah.
us, and we're unaware of them because of that.
and that's the whole point of spiritual evolution, of growing. Uh, I just want to say this: a lot of people, everybody, a lot of people going through stuff. One of the things my coworkers kept talking about today was something that happened with China. And he said, "Do you think China's going to do this?" Of course, I have no idea because I got other stuff going on that makes that
I have no
China
idea what
stuff
you're
is
talking
nothing.
about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't keep up with the news. It's all fear based. It's all they're tricking you into nonsense. And you got to keep living your life. You got to keep building. It's like there's nothing I can do right now other than for my immediate self to change what's going on over there, other than fix here and radiate it out. That being said, a lot of people are going through stuff right now. A lot of people, maybe the black hats, or they're extra busy right now. But I would take it that the white hats should be just as busy.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, people like us, who do we get ideas from? I mean, sometimes
Oh
we get
yeah, I'm
inspiration.
every day.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap, that's great. Where did it come from? Or if you ask for it. I mean, I've been praying more lately and just I'm trying to make that next move into like spirituality. Like, seriously, like
Yeah,
I I ask Source. I like to say God Most High. I ask God Most High for everything. Like if I need something, I ask for it. If I have what should I do? I ask like a higher power than myself. You know what I mean? And I mean, I believe in that, but I've always struggled with doing it. I mean, making an attempt to do it lately because it's like I just kind of feel like, nah, it's kind of hit a bottom in a way. I mean, not I'm bottomed out. I mean, but what I'm saying is like I don't want to go any lower. I want to get higher. I want to get
all
more
right.
more.
So we're gonna do so because me and you will have to talk about this more off. When I do right hand, it means I got a question, or someone's got a question there. If I do left hand.
Okay.
If I go left hand, basically someone don't got a question, but John put in here, get them likes up.
I saw. I gave him a thumbs up. I saw.
You know, Judd, he said, get the lights up. We need about 100,000 more people in here to make that true, sir. But I mean, that's what all this is. This is a process of evolving. We're both going through our transformation. Want to see you and everybody else on the other side. Um,
I mean,
I
that's
do
kind of my
believe
point with the
this.
black hats and the white hats. Is like, I mean, is there a possible future? Because we always talk about different timelines, and you know, where I mean, those who didn't think like, oh my God, I need to evolve here. I need to consciously evolve to the next level. I need to become more spiritual. I need to open my heart chakra. I need to be loving. I need to be that next level. And the people who possibly just out of ignorance, just kind of stayed
Yeah,
and went along, watched some TV, and I know my neighbor who's like 80-something years old. I guess he ain't got nothing to do all day, but I mean, they're well off. They got a nice house. They're still healthy. They got plenty of money, and he's like survival mode. Like, what I mean? Like, he's just like went from being even to surviving from watching TV. Like, oh my God, they're gonna come steal my car. And it's like just and he had time. So what do you think about this? I'm like, no offense, but I just don't watch it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I
Oh,
just
they're
don't want to
not
be a
getting
part
involved.
of it. I mean,
All right, we got a commercial break we got to do. Today's commercial is sponsored by this.
what is it?
Solar, been around since 1947. It's vitamin D3. Uh, this is good for maintaining healthy bones, teeth, supports the health of the immune system, and promotes tissue health. Don't take my word for it. I don't know these people, but this is the sponsor of the day.
Yeah,
You want to
damn
get it
good,
from
damn good.
Amazon and check it out? We can check it out.
Yeah, promotion code FREDRICK.
Now, but you're right. You can't get involved in other people's, I would say, madness.
Yeah,
That some people think the world's out to get them. And you're not going to change their mind. They for 1 minute can start to see it, and then the next minute, when they're by themselves, and they're home alone, that mind, everything starts racing again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much we tell people, you make your reality here.
Yeah.
If you're in prison, you make that reality. I
Yeah.
mean, and then you say, well, I don't want to be in prison. Well, what about the thousands of people who escape from prison every day? How do they escape? You know, you got people escaping from maximum security prison because their mind is constantly working on that. Their spirit is constantly working on that. Until they get that. Now, if they get out and go do stupid stuff or don't have a plan beyond that, yeah, most likely because the system is trained to get you. You
Yeah.
know, but it's people who don't. Prime example, a brother was telling me today about Memphis, and you know, this is my hometown. He was talking about how gang members were tricking him to wanting to do this, and he was seeing them kill people in front of him. And he told his wife, he's like, I don't care what we got to do, we got to get up out of here. And they
Yeah.
moved to Georgia. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They moved away from all the stuff. And then you got the people who say, man, I live in this bad neighborhood and man, I see them every day and they be looking at me crazy and they be trying stuff and they be wanting that. And if I have to do something and
Yeah.
you don't have the ability to move, to go
Yeah.
anywhere.
I got my piece. Like my neighbor, he bought himself a gun. He carries it. You know what I mean? It's like, and like we live in Marietta, West Cobb. It's. I mean, I ain't seen nobody breaking in his house. I mean, it's safe. You know, it's not like I'm not gonna look out my windows. Oh,
Cobb
my
County.
what's doing there? So there's. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not work. When I start waking up at night and I see some kind of strangers in my backyard and stuff, then it's going to be like a different story. But that ain't happening.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not
But
calling that
you,
into being. I'm not thinking about that shit because you
yeah.
start thinking about stuff and all of a sudden it happens.
You're perpetuating your reality to get there. It's
Uh,
prime example. People talk about guns kill. Well, let's put it like this. I have a friend, and I'm not going to mention his name, but I have a friend who talks about how he lost these guns back in the. This had to have been the late '90s, maybe very early 2000s. And he'll bring it up. He'll reminisce every so often. Say, man, the gang members got in my house and got all these guns, and I'm thinking, okay, man, you filed a police report. That was in the past. You never got it back. But how many guns have you bought since then?
uh,
And he always tells me this story. And me and my friend John, prime example, we didn't get into guns until about 2012, where we
uh,
like really started getting into it and we were still buying budget friendly guns that normal people can afford. But in that time, I bought 15 guns.
yeah,
And it's like, I even think about the last one I bought that I carried. I may have shot it one time at the range to practice on, which, I need to practice more. But what I'm saying is, people complain about, well, oh, my car is this. Then you work for a new car. Oh, the neighborhood is this. I need to do this. Then you carry. Better yet, you move.
yeah,
I'm not from Texas. I moved to Texas because it was better opportunities. I wanted to go to Houston, but I stayed in Dallas because it's actually safer in Dallas than it is in Houston. I don't want to go back to Memphis. I love Georgia, but do I want to stay in Atlanta? No, I would want to stay in the metro area, but not inside Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I can agree with
but
that.
it's like there's other cities throughout the country and places you can go, but people get that mindset, and I think that's where we're talking. The black hats get in their minds, and they just find that little seed, and they just keep feeding that seed, that negativity. They're feeding it. They're feeding
Well,
it. They're
like I
feeding
said,
it.
I mean, my neighbor's in like survival mode. You know what I mean? And for no need. But if you're in survival mode, you don't have time to meditate. You don't have time. You know what I mean? You're just in. I need to stay alive here. You know what I mean? You're life during wartime. So is that part of like a black hat agenda to like let's put that fear, like Rudolph Steiner said, there are beings who feed off of fear and anxiety. You know what I mean? To generate food, loose, talk about loose, and also to like keep you down. Just
Yeah.
keep you in that survival mode to take the shot. You know what I mean? To take to, you know take the lockdown, take whatever we tell you to do to keep you safe because you're in survival mode. The bad people are out there, and we're here to protect you. I mean, is that part of that black hat agenda I'm talking
Oh yeah, trying to
about?
say let's take your guns away, but
Yeah,
you need to depend on us to protect you.
yeah,
And at the
exactly.
same time, they're going to take your guns and they're going to fund it to the criminals, and the
Yeah,
criminals are going to come after you. And
yeah,
then it's just going to make it where you have to give them
yeah.
more of your money and stuff to protect. Oh man, this is a scam all the way, man.
Yeah, yeah, take it away. I mean, I'm glad I got some redneck neighbors here, and they shoot their guns off once in a while. I'm glad. I'm
Yeah,
glad I got some. I'm glad I
keeps bad people away because bad
got
people they like, hey, well, we know we're gonna get killed over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, if they
I
don't,
mean,
if bad people don't see where they're going to be dealt with, they're going to always keep coming. They're
yeah,
not going to stop.
yeah,
I wouldn't if I was bad. Shit, yeah, I'd be pillaging every day wherever I could because who's going to stop me?
exactly. And it's even encouraged, yeah, it's encouraged to
Yeah.
do it. I mean, so I mean, yeah, so I guess we're getting to black hats and white hats. And black hats is there some larger agenda? It doesn't have to be alien or so. It could just be
Yeah.
a human ego. And these are white hats, like people who are putting the info out there, saying, hey, you need to, get more spiritual, pray, meditate, be more loving, think about stuff before you act.
So, just as a synopsis, as a very end summary of all this, Uh, black hats, basically, we're talking about any type of being, interdimensional beings, beings from here, beings from outside of here, that their agenda is to keep the individual suppressed, to keep them down, to keep them negative, to keep them focusing on anything other than raising their vibrations, becoming a better being, building wealth, building health, anything, and they feed off the negativity.
And they feed
And
off
the
the
white,
emotions, the fear, the
yes,
anxiety, the whole thing, the despair, any kind of negative, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, or I'm so scared, or man, I hate this place. I mean, type of thing. And we all have them thoughts too, and we wonder
yes,
why. And is there possible that there's like lower black hats, demons, jinn type of thing, where like
yeah,
not the big guys, like lower guys just feeding off of the
yeah.
the local food. You know what I mean? I think it's possible because a lot of it, you think you ever have a thought pop into your head like you're like, where did that come from?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have them all day, every day. Trust me. I was yesterday. I was literally hitting a hammer on metal, screaming and yelling.
yeah, yeah,
I was getting so frustrated. Whatever energy was going on, and I was so frustrated what I was doing. Now I
yeah.
had to do what I was doing. Literally, I was trying to bend in some metal to get a valve on.
Yeah. I mean, let's put in the
But
comments, if you're listening. Yesterday, did you have a weird day? Because me and you both, same thing. I came
yes,
home. Dude, I had
yeah,
the worst day at home. I came home from, I mean, I had the worst day at work. And I had to go to the store, which was traffic. It's going to be an hour and a half to go to the store to get damn home. I get home friggin' 5:30. My garage is totally flooded. You know what I mean? From the rain. I cleaned that
damn,
up. And I'm just like, by the time I got to the house, I'm just screaming, like, what I mean? Like, ah. And it's that. And was there I just, this is just for the comments. If you're watching us, did you have a bad day yesterday? Was
yeah.
Thursday,
But
January 24th, right? Hmm.
wait, no, it was the 25th was yesterday. Today's
Yeah,
the 26th.
Thursday, January 25th, the full moon.
Yeah,
Because
Thursday. It's so
I had
called the
a
wolf
job, I had
moon.
a hard time, and my wife, I
Yeah.
mean, and you did?
Well, it was a difficult time, but I've learned the spiritual techniques over time. I was like screaming and yelling. It get the vibe out, get the energy. Ah! And
Yeah.
then I started laughing at myself because I'm making all this noise, and I know I'm yelling loud, but see, I had earmuffs on, so I didn't want to mess with my hearing. So I'm doing this. I'm like, ah! And I'm like, where I'm at doing it really could make me look like I'm crazy, but it's
Yeah.
at a certain place, but it's more secluded. But it was like I was hoping nobody was there because I think hopefully everybody was gone. But I did it a couple times, and then some other strange things happened later on that led into the events today. But the thing is, what I keep thinking is, and what I woke up on, this shit ain't real.
Yeah,
So,
I think there's a
in a
possibility
heartbeat,
sometimes,
hey, there's a saying, and I'm gonna describe what a white hat is in just a minute. Going on enough to end this, but that someone says, "Have you ever thought that we're only 2 minutes away from death? If you stop breathing for 2 minutes,
they're dead, yeah.
you're going into cardiac arrest. You're dead." So you're resetting every time you take a breath. You're resetting that 2 minute countdown. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you go more than 3 days without water, your body starts to shut down. You go more than, now they say 3 weeks, but it's more like probably months or something. If
Without
like
food,
me,
you
at least
need
a month
water.
without food.
Somebody like
Yeah,
you
but
a little fat on you.
you need water. If you have no fat, yeah, you're in trouble. But it's basically we're resetting it every so, and it goes into a whole different subject. But white hats basically, they're the good beings. They're out there trying to evolve us. They're coming to and fro. They may have come back from the future. They're trying to elevate it. They're ourselves in our higher state, trying to come back and give assistance to our lower selves. And some may choose to keep doing this to help others. And like I say, Billy Carlson, Ralph Smart. I used to listen to Tia Swan. Flairburn is, boy, I was listening to her today. She's pretty far out there.
She's out
She's out there. She's out there. She has some interesting points, but she's
there.
pretty far. But I listen to this one channel called Better Life, and that's my primary channel that I kind of listen to every day. But yeah, the white hats, black hats, however people want it, it's just energy. Is negative beings and positive beings, agreeable beings, disagreeable beings. But you as the non-NPC, because I still think NPCs are just program characters on this plane of existence that do walk here, there, and it was on a Joe Rogan podcast. Dude was explaining. He was like, "Hey man, if you ever followed them home, they're just going in the house and sitting. They're not doing anything." So that would be scary for me to actually really see that. But he was saying he said you can get them to do a hiccup, like they go into the speech to try to explain they're not. But I didn't really go too far into that. But like I said, we talked about the white hats, the black hats. Hey man, this is almost 40 minutes in. This has been a good episode. We got to keep the subjects going, man. That's what's building. It's an archive of information that we're obviously getting other people's information to studying and going. I got the companion to the Emerald tablets up there that I got to start reading with Billy Carlson. And just it
Yeah,
was a new book.
it's tablet number 7. I was actually going to look it up, and we changed the subject. Tablet number 7 is where it says magicians from Atlantis called up beings from the underworld and brought them into form through blood, and somehow they became like shapeshifters and were able to take over um you know the roles of kings and leaders, you know what I mean? So when you see like George Bush is a shapeshifter type of thing, I mean maybe there's some truth to that, because I don't really have does he go into like when were these things actually written? I mean, it goes back a while, talking about the halls and stuff. But yeah, look up tablet 7, because that's where it says. That's the only one I really know is that one passage where it says they called them into beings of magicians from Atlantis, uh, called like these formless beings into, and they brought them to life through like blood sacrifice and stuff. It gets deep. Anyway.
Oh, very, very interesting. Well, like I said, I got to start reading that. The reading is now the new thing. I'm slowing down on some other stuff. I got to get back into reading more. All right, at the 40-minute mark, do you have anything in closing, sir?
No, I enjoyed doing it. You know what I mean? And really, that's been it. And I think we touched on everything. I kind of getting ready to go and get myself chilled a little bit, get some dinner, and we're one more work day tomorrow.
Well, sir, I've got to rush and go watch TV. I've got to find out what's going on in China right now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I don't know, man. We might be in a world of
trouble.
hell, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Look, hey, it ain't over until it's over. Let's keep doing our parts and keep moving what we need to. We need to come up with another subject so I can wear my tinfoil hat. We need to get a tinfoil hat day going.
Tinfoil hat area. All right, I'll work on that and see what we can come up with. You want to go back? You want to go full foil hat again? Full
Hey,
foil hat.
sometimes we got to put on that foil hat.
Full
So
foil hat. That's what I'm gonna
we
get
got,
myself one too. That's what my they want hats.
we got to let
All
them see
right.
that full hat.
This is way out Nelson and the Mandela man. It's not Mandela, it's Mandela
$1, man.
going full foil hat on your ass next episode.
Hey, who just did this? Somebody, yeah, Ralph Smart just did a Mandela effect episode where he talked about he did some Mandela effect and some of the things. So, I mean, it's some interesting stuff. But uh, what? Just a quick one. Flair Burn was talking about whoever took. She always calls it the Kukarachi kill shot. Whoever took the Kukarachi kill shot. Part of it is people are having a lot of deja vu, and she was trying to see if that was true. If people were calling in saying, "Hey, they've been having deja vu since they take," because she believes that part of taking it was supposed to lock you into this time and you loop you in. And I'm like, people got to understand there is no eternity in these beings' reality. You cannot break the laws of the universe and think you could just get away with it. There's higher beings that come hungry for these lower beings. Their food, as we may be food to them, there's other beings that just ain't got to them. That's their meal. And that's how it works. It's like the beings who survive the longest is the ones who stay out of other people's way. The beings who live and kind of live peaceful and transition to here and there and experience the best is the ones who say, hey, you've got your space, I got my space, I respect you, leave me alone, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, I'm not trying to mess with anybody, I'm just trying to exist. Those are the beings that typically seem to last the longest and don't get into a lot of crazy stuff. But hey, it's interesting. All right, before we get
All
into
right.
another subject,
Next episode, full foil hat, right?
full hat. Hey, that's what I'm saying. You gotta give me the topic. Next week I'm on call this week, so next weekend I should be off if you're available.
When you say
Uh,
next weekend, you're talking. This is Friday, so you're talking about Sunday or this weekend or next?
Saturday, Friday, typically Friday after 5 p.m. But remember, you're East Coast, so it'll be 6 p.m. your time till really about 6 p.m. Monday morning, 6 a.m. Monday morning. I'm typically should be free
All
to
right.
do other stuff, but it
We'll
all
get
depends.
together. Yeah, we'll get together on when our availability is, and I'm gonna let you go and work on that full foil hat episode.
Okay.
All
Remember,
right.
people, make sure you like and subscribe. I see we got four people in. Please hit the like button and subscribe.
And put some comments in. Did you have a crazy day
Yeah,
today? I want to
that's
know.
what we got to get. We got to get people where we're coming and more,
You
and
gotta get
just
people involved.
yeah, we got to get it where more involved, and that's what it is. I'm gonna get another computer, so we'll be doing this more off a computer. So if we start getting more comments and stuff, we'll be able to communicate better.
Oh,
So,
nice. Okay, well,
all right.
have a good
Till
night.
next time.
Till next
This
time.
is Dr. Terrence Michael Demeter, DC, and I'm your host, Frederick 24/7, 365.
Mm.
Peace, health, and wealth, people.
Keep
Gratitude.
going well. And
I don't know how to close it. How you close it?
we'll
How you
do it.
shut it down? I think right there.